Hey guys, Matt here at Red Brewery. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. So, we're going to, this week, compare the two strawberry blonde ales finally. Wally and I finally decided to get off our butts and stop procrastinating and mail each other our beers. So, we finally did that. And last week we got them. So, I got his here, and I've already poured mine there. I'll show you guys the bottle, his label work here, close up. Strawberry blonde ale. And there's one of his caps there. Alright. Feck this, I'm drinking beers. I could have sworn his cap used to say, feck this, I'm brewing, or something like that, but I don't know. Alright, so, let's see what we got here. This was our collaboration. I don't remember, we both used Saison yeast. And they were like one number off. I don't remember the exact numbers. I want to say it was like 644 and 645. I'm probably wrong. I don't remember. But literally the numbers of the two yeasts were one off of each other. So this had a good hiss on it. All right. Yeah, so his is a fresh pour, so of course his has some head on it now. Mine is most dissipated. They're both about the same clarity for me. You know, they look just about exactly the same to me. So mine's of course been sitting in the keg for a couple of months, but his, I don't know when he bottled it. If he bottled it and just procrastinating sending it, or if he bottled it recently and sent it straight away. But these are two very similar beers. They were supposed to be. The difference was we used a slightly different Saison yeast. I used, I think, Saison 1, he used Saison 2. And the hops were different. So the grain bill is the same. We added the strawberries in at the same time. And be interesting to see the difference here. So mine I can definitely pick up a lot more of the strawberry and the melon. And you get the Saison yeast kind of in the background there. And I think that's in part because of the hops that I used. I picked two hops that would accentuate the strawberry and the melon. So one of them was Hell Melon. So there's where you get a lot of your melon character from. I can't remember off the top of my head what the other one was. It might have been Ella. But I purposely picked two that were going to help out with those flavors. So definitely get that out of the smell here. So let's see what Wally has. Oh yeah, it's definitely still get a lot of strawberry on his, but on his, I don't get as much of that melon character that I'm getting out of mine, because again, it's probably the hops doing that. But I do get more of the Saison yeast on this. So mine's less so on the smell of the Saison. His is more forward. It's kind of interesting how they are reversed like that. Yeah, so it's like strawberry first, melon, or strawberry first, melon next to it, Saison yeast behind it. His is Saison yeast in front and strawberry behind it. That's pretty cool. So let's see. Yep. Mine's definitely strawberry and melon up front for me. Saison yeast is right there. It's kind of got a neat like pepper character to it that kind of rides along top of that. It's pretty neat how that Saison yeast does that. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, it's funny how that kind of works. It really follows the smell. So mine you get the strawberry taste up front. His you get the Saison character up front. I can still taste the strawberry. It's definitely there. And both beers are very dry. They make you want to go back for another sip. Yeah, these two beers, man, two complete different brewers, similar process, changed up the ingredients a little bit, but these two beers are very similar, very similar. You can tell they're kind of cut from the same cloth. I mean, there's some subtle differences. It's almost like, you know, one of them is a little bit more pronounced with the strawberry that you're going for, and the other one's more pronounced with the saison. But it's not like it's not such a drastic change that you couldn't tell that these aren't similar beers. That's really, really cool. I had a lot of fun doing this, Wally, and I look forward to doing another collaboration with you, man. So that was pretty cool. It was fun to do the whole Skype thing and bullshitting with each other while we're brewing, and then it's really neat to see the final product. I mean, this kind of stuff, more brewtubers should do this. It's a lot of fun to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, very, very nice job, Wally. Thank you for getting me one of these. It's really cool to see these side by side. So I got brew day footage to show you. I don't remember how much I actually caught, but I think I got a fair amount. So I'm going to try to cut this part of it short. I do have a couple updates I wanted to kind of bang through. I had promised this last week, but I got my award finally. This was for the Palmetto State Brewers Open. It was a South Carolina contest. Hundreds of people had entered. I don't remember how many were in my particular bracket for the style that I had entered, but I entered my Marzen beer and got 3rd place. So, give you guys a close-up shot of this. Got my bronze medal there. It's pretty freaking cool, man. And on the back it just says what it is. So, pretty awesome. And I don't know. I might have to find somewhere to display this. Make like a shadow box or something. Hang it over the brewery. I don't know yet. I'll have to figure that out. Speaking of which, I got a bunch of those little stickers that I get with different things. I got the Spike Brewing sticker. I got a Brew sticker. I got Homebrew Talk. I got Yakima Valley Hops. All kinds of stuff. I got to find a place to showcase those too. I don't know if I want to stick them to the side of my hopper on my mill, or if I want to stick them on like a poster board of sorts and hang it here in the brewery. Something. It'd be cool to be able to display those somewhere. I'm not really a fan of like defacing things. I don't want to like stick it on the side of like my kettles or my panel or anything like that, because then, you know, if I move things or change things, I might have to, you know, scrape it off and start over. So I'm a little uneasy about even putting it on the mill hopper. Although that thing I've had for what, 5 years and doesn't show any signs of aging, so it's probably going to stick around for a while. But that was kind of my thought about putting it on like a board of something and hang it up. So we'll see. The other thing is I finally figured out the panel. I talked about it in one of my reviews. The panel, the voltmeter was acting up. I thought it was because of the cold, and that may have played a part, but the panel was like literally, the voltmeter was showing a 1. And then after a few minutes, it would, I guess after it warmed up, it would be okay. So I got talking to Cal, and I went and bought this this El Cheapo multimeter. It was like $10 off Amazon. And he told me to test the connections on the power supplies that are in there. And he said they should be somewhere between 4.5 volts and 5 volts output on the meter. Any more than that, you could risk blowing out the meter. So I checked them, and they were 4.6. So I decided to up them to 4.96, just under the 5. And ever since I've done that, I fired this up a couple mornings now when it's been real cold here in the garage, and the meter has fired up every time. So I'm hoping that fixed my issue. It's a minor thing. I mean, the meter's not really needed. It's a nice kind of sanity check on what's going on in there, but it's not required to brew. So it's just nice to have, and I'm happy that it works. So. Last thing, yeast experiment. That's coming up. I'm planning on brewing next weekend. I think I was texting Wally earlier, and I think he was talking about brewing on Sunday. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe we can figure out a way to, maybe we'll brew together. I don't know if we can make the timing line up. Yeah, I'm planning on brewing Sunday, and I was thinking of the timetable because everything has to be mailed out by the end of the month. So I figure if I brew on Sunday, I'll leave it in the primary for a week and a half. It'll give me, plenty of time to let it do its thing. The rules say that we have to cold crash it for 3 days, dry hop it on the last day, and then transfer it and make sure it gets to the hub by the end of the month. So I think with that timetable, that should work fine. And I still got to pick up all my ingredients. A couple of things like the yeast I chose had to be special ordered. My homebrew shop doesn't carry it. So I'm hoping to pick up all that stuff this week. And yeah, we should be good to go to Brew this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. I love doing these things, these competitions, these experiments with the community. It's a lot of fun. So more to come on that. And of course, SJ Pour Challenge is right behind that. I don't have the dates on that just yet. I don't know if they've been published yet, but I'm looking forward to that. It's a spring turnaround this time, so it should be right after the yeast experiment. We're going to be kicking that off. So I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a great time to be brewing, great time to be hanging out with everybody in the community. Well, with that, I'll leave you guys to the brew day footage and enjoy. Wally, thank you again. Awesome beer. We're going to go out double fisted. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Have a happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Cheers. All right, guys, back at it again. This is the first brew of 2020. Look at that. The panel is working again. Well, I should say the voltmeter is working again. I didn't do anything. I actually ordered a nice voltmeter to use to test this thing out because Cal told me that this guy here wasn't working properly because maybe the voltage on it was a little off than what it should have been. So I don't know. I just fired it up today for brew day. It wasn't working when I first started it up, but after about 5-10 minutes, it's working again. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I'm still going to check it out with the voltmeter like Cal suggested. But anyway, yeah, we got everything going here. We got the water just warming up. We're just getting started. I got the hot liquor tank filled. I got the mash tun with the mash water in it. Everything's been treated for chlorine. I got my brewing salts there. I'm going to wait until I get a little bit warmer before I put that in there, just so they dilute nicely. Cracking some greens. Let's see here. We got 8 pounds of ale, 2-row. It's a pound of barley, half a pound of chocolate, half a pound of Crystal 60, and a pound of flaked oats we'll throw in there and remash. There we go. Irish Car Bomb Stout. I guess I'll go ahead and add in the brewing salts now. Just didn't want to add it in there too cold. This way they dilute nicely. There we go. I'll go ahead and give that a stir. Just make sure they get in there real nice. And just a couple of housekeeping things here. This is the yeast starter that I started yesterday afternoon. So by the time the brew day is over, this should be, well, good enough to throw in. They'll be in their active phase. Got our little bit of a chem lab here. Just making sure that the pH meter is calibrated. I don't usually show this on the videos, so thought I might do that this time around. What's interesting is it's actually pretty close to what it should be. Alright, so we have the 7 set. Now we're going to go ahead and change up the liquid for the 4. Now when I do this, I don't have my tripod on me at that moment, but what I'll do is I'll rinse out that cup with distilled water. I'll rinse out the probe with distilled water before I throw in the 4. Alright, as you can see, the 4 is actually pretty much bang on from what it was. Just go ahead and reset that. And that's it. Got the mash temperature and we're sparging out. You know what was interesting? I have a picture I'll show you here, and maybe I'll overlay it here somewhere. But this voltmeter has been acting funny. During the end of the mash, it actually got up to 300. I just think there's something wonky with the meter. It's just strange. But anyway, here you go. Going into the boil kettle nice and slow. I think I have the rate going where I need it to go. So there's the sparge runoff going in. Real nice and slow here. We're just a little bit over the grain bed, which is where we want to be. And then just got to keep an eye on the level here. Of course, I have my clip on the sight glass for how much I need to sparge, so I'm about a gallon into the sparge already. Okay, we reached our boil and got it set to 55 output. It's a nice boil on that. Go ahead and add in the one and only hop addition. We have 2 ounces of East Kent Goldings. Start the timer. Alright, almost 6 gallons of wort. It's usually about what I get, 5.5. Got the yeast starter here. Just go ahead and throw that in. It's WLP 004. Morning after. And we have a good fermentation going on, it looks like. Star sands bubbling up nicely.